I'm
Oh
cold,
my.
and this episode is gonna come out on Friday, hopefully. So I can put on the hoodie because I know he's not gonna see it before I give it to him.
Do it, Sid.
Hey,
Do it.
hey, Joyce, look at us.
I am in love. I literally almost screamed in the car when I saw the fun fact. I actually saw your Twitter post before I opened your Snapchat,
And
and
I
I
did.
got excited about it.
I did Instagram, Twitter, and then I sent it to you on Snapchat.
I'm pretty. I definitely know I saw it. Meanwhile, since over there put on her Blaine Perkins hoodie, no big deal or anything.
Bro, I swear, if he does not have the best reaction, I'm gonna, like, just lose my entire mind. That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah. But I'll bring it to Kansas, so.
Bro, you know, for the cup race, I somehow have to figure out how to wear Harrison, Carson, and basically all of Stuart Haas.
Oh, all of Stuart Haas.
Well, everybody,
It's like this now.
everybody except for Josh Berry, because I physically do not like him as a person, and I didn't like him in junior motorsports because he literally wrecked his teammates out, and he hasn't done that yet because he's nowhere near any of his Stuart Haas people this time.
Fair.
But it's a tricky. Oh my gosh, Sid's so excited for his sweatshirt. It actually looks really cute though. I like it. It's super cute. It is super cute.
It's so. I'm so happy how it turned out.
Super cute. It's okay. I got a new Harrison sweatshirt. Are we surprised? Oh, wait. No, after Martinsville, I bought another car piece of Harrison.
Oh, what? What now?
It's it's only a small quarter panel
Okay.
I
because
mean,
my
do
dad.
you want to talk about what we bought at Martinsville, too? From the Junior Motorsports Hauler?
Oh yeah, we also bought Sam Mayer's Robo-Win piece of his
Mm-hmm.
car, and then made him
Yo.
sign it because Junior Motorsports is selling like Junior Motorsports is starting to sell sheet metal, and it was only $50.
Well, they sell it in their shop.
I know, but they're finally letting them sell it at their merch haulers.
Okay.
And so Molly and I have a piece of his Robo-Win. Anyways,
Okay. Do we want to start
Mine's
this?
hanging up.
We we have to go over the Japanese Grand Prix as well, and I didn't really watch it. I because it was the weekend of Martinsville. So we got kind of a lot to go over.
I literally forgot that that existed because Martinsville was way too much excitement for me.
Yeah. I will see because I was driving back and forth, like I caught like most of the sessions like because they were late at night and we were leaving the track so late, so I was able to like just stay up because it's a two it was like a 2 or 2.5 hour drive back to back from the like back and forth from the track to where I was staying. Um so I was up late like and able to catch some of the sessions. I don't really remember much that happened with it. Um, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
All right.
So much happened at Martinsville. We just.
Yeah, we can recap a little bit like if we want to talk about it. I feel like this episode's going to be one of the longer ones cuz there's just like there we haven't had an like official episode in 2 weeks. So, yeah. A
Martinsville,
wild.
Martinsville was literally my favorite thing on the entire earth.
Okay, hold on first because before we get into what's up, guys, welcome to the 10th episode of the Trackside Girls podcast.
The
Um,
Noah, the Noah episode.
Noah. If you guys saw our last episode, it was a vlog style episode. Fairly short one compared to our other ones. I think just we forgot to film a lot of our a lot of our interactions and stuff because we don't really think about it. I mean, I do it because of I make TikTok content, but like outside of that, we don't really just go around and film whatever we're doing.
It was basically like you left, and then Molly and I left to go stand in line to go see some of the drivers at their autograph sessions.
But okay, I guess let's do a little bit of a recap of like things that happened at Martinsville, and then we'll get in to last week's NASCAR, or this past weekend at Texas, and then we'll move on to our other two sports. So, Martinsville was so fun. Like, gosh, if you guys saw the videos, like, for the Xfinity race, I didn't go to the Cup race. I was only there for Friday and Saturday. And the Xfinity race put me completely on edge. One, it was absolutely freezing. Like, I thought that like the tips of my fingers were good. Like I'm gonna have frostbite. That's how cold it was.
My feet were just cold. Like, because Molly and I had like hand warmer things that we just put in our jacket.
You didn't
But
share those?
they didn't work as well as the first ones for the truck race. The ones for the Xfinity race kind of sucked. By the time I was using them, they were cold.
They worked for like 5 minutes, and then they were.
I don't even think 5 minutes. I think it was literally 5 seconds, and then I was like, my hands are literally freezing. They're gonna fall off. My toes were so frozen though, could not feel them.
But I said in that podcast like who all won and stuff. I added like stuff at the end. So mainly probably what we're gonna mention is stuff that like didn't get caught on camera. Oh gosh, who all? I was sitting on Anthony Alfredo's pit box towards the end of the Xfinity race. I caught the two like two wrecks towards the end of the race. Like those happened right in front of me. Like it was scurry. Gosh, let's see. Lakota got her bumper signed. And
After I had to sass that man, literally sassed him. But it was it was fine. He signed it. It's all good.
But yeah. So you guys didn't do the walk or the red carpet this time.
No.
But all in all, it was a fun weekend. Like I did the bracelets that you guys saw, and like the drivers were so excited about those. Like I was honestly kind of surprised that they were so ecstatic about it. I got on, or not me specifically, but like I got mentioned in a tweet from RFK about me giving him that bracelet, Chris Busher, and that picture of the bracelet on the water bottle. I think it's water. I don't know what drink he was drinking, but it got posted on Chris Busher's Instagram. So, and then before the race, I do my rounds, of my Xfinity drivers. Like, I gotta wish them luck, okay? And so, I was standing with Our Motorsports Anthony Alfredo. Had to make my way basically halfway around the track because my boy Blaine Perkins was down there towards like 26th, I think. But I had to go wish him luck, right? And so I started talking to him. He's like, "How many bracelets did you make?" And I'm like, I don't know, probably like 30 or something, maybe. I don't really know. He's like, "Oh, you made the Busher one, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah. How did you know I made the Busher one?" He's like, "I saw it on RFK posted it." And I'm like, I literally got so happy, and I was like, "What? Actually, they actually posted it?" Oh my gosh, I was so excited. But wished my boy luck. Anyway, what do you guys remember? Anything else that you would like to know about Martinsville?
My pick was right for the trucks.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Bro, let me tell you. I don't even know. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Oh, you guys got to be right there, right? When he got out of the truck?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I kind of booked it down to the start finish line.
You best believe my butt sprinted towards that start finish line.
Although if you would have stayed a couple more minutes, you would have seen them load the
Literally, for real,
clock
all
onto
that
the
matters.
truck.
I met the boy. I told Molly, I was like, why did I ever hate him? And then she told me, and I was like, yeah, I don't know why I hated him because he's super nice. At least one Napa driver's nice to me.
No, after this past weekend, if you guys don't know, spoiler alert, Chase Elliott won in Texas. But I was sitting here as soon as he won, I was like, thank God Lakota's not a Chase Elliott fan anymore, because we would have to hear that.
Fun fact though, I literally wanted no one else to win that was in like the top 5, and I was screaming for Chase to win.
I wanted Ross.
Yeah,
I mean, I was like anybody other than Willie B.
Fair.
Literally,
Fair.
for
I
real.
I agree.
Technically, if a Hendrick driver is gonna win, I honestly want it to be Alex because Alex is the nicest person ever.
Yes.
He's literally the only one that walks up in Martinsville and will stop and sign autographs and take pictures because Molly and I met him. Nicest person you'll ever meet. Super sweet. As for the rest of them, I mean, they're
Alex and Larson is the only people that would really stop at Martinsville because Larson came down on his golf cart and stopped and told his golf cart driver to stop, and he got off his golf cart and just walked the rest of the way down and signed autographs.
yeah. I mean, Chase kind of did that, but it's only because little kids literally ran across in the middle of the road as cars were coming, and then they got yelled at by security.
Oh my gosh. Okay, something else. Not racing related, but if you guys are into country music, we all met Cole Swindell.
Literally, for real. No, because who was Cole Swindell with?
I don't know.
Because whoever he was with, people were yelling the other person's name. Meanwhile, I'm standing there. We're like watching for some of the drivers to walk out, and then I'm like, casually, I'm like, it's Cole Swindell. And then people, I think, start to realize that it's Cole. So Cole comes over to our side, starts like signing autographs, taking pictures, and I literally love Cole Swindell. I've seen him like 3 times in concert, and I love him.
Okay, so let me
love
explain. Let me explain how this went down, okay? I met him in the middle of cup practice and qualifying, okay? I'm standing like the way that it was set up, it was Penske and then Trackhouse. I'm standing kind of in the middle of them two, on the back side of pit lane, and I see him walk past. I'm like, man, that looks so much like Cole Swindell. I'm like, dude, that literally spitting image of him. And then I see his VIP pass. On the VIP pass, it says Cole Swindell, and I'm like, no way. Oh my gosh, nobody's gonna believe me. And so I went over. He's like continuously walking because he's walking down to Ryan's pit setup or practice and qualifying setup. And so I see him. I go to him. I'm like, "Are you Cole?" And then he's like, yes, I am. And I'm like, please, can I get a picture? Like, and he's like, absolutely. And I'm like, I, I was so, I was like, bro, this would never happen. And I told him, I showed him my guitar pick. So this is from the home team tour of him and Thomas Rhett. And I was like, bro, I was at your show in Greenville, South Carolina. And he's like, thank you so much for coming out. Like, that's like, bro, that was so surreal. Like, normally now, like, I don't care as much about concerts or anything. Like, I used to be really big into it, like forced my way up to barricade type, okay? But like, so I wouldn't really care that much like about meeting like musicians or artists, like things like that as much anymore. I more care about racing and like racing drivers. But Cole Swindell, I am not passing up the opportunity to meet Cole Swindell.
Well, it was kind of funny. Like when he was walking down, people after I said it was Cole Swindell, and then people like realized it was him. They were like, "Cole, can you like sign this?" And he was like, "You want me to sign?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're Cole Swindell. We want you to sign." And they're like, "Can we take a picture?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I kid you not, he walked literally all the way like down the rope because he was like about halfway where we were at, and he just walked down. And Molly and I were like the last people to like get a picture with him, unless people realized it was him and literally ran after him down the hill.
That like
But he was just shocked. He was like, "You want to like picture with me?" And it's like, yeah, you're cool Swindell, are you
it's
not?"
like, bro, you performed at Talladega last year. Like, of course, I want a picture with you.
That was honestly crazy.
It
And I
was.
realized that no one in Kansas has clearly no idea who the heck Cole Swindell is. I'm like, are you dumb? Are you dumb?
But okay, let's get into this week. Um, I don't know if we mentioned it. I think we may have, but Joey Gaze got a $5,000 fine for the bumper that he threw um, at Richmond. Um, but let's get into this past weekend at Texas. All three series were racing at Texas. Um, Starting off with the trucks, you had Tanner Gray and Tyler Ankrum both into the wall um, during practice, and both of them had to go to the backup truck. Um, and Nick Sanchez ended up getting the truck pole. Uh, let's see.
I watched the truck race at work. That was a bad idea because I was literally screaming, and the person that I was working with was terrified. And I'm like, it's okay. It's fine. This happens all the time.
If
Yeah.
so, if you guys saw the like actual like clips at the end of the podcast last episode where I mentioned my picks and I immediately go, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen because Kyle Busch is in this race.
I
I
literally
was
forgot
right.
Kyle was driving. And then I was like, right, it's Kyle and Zane both driving.
I was right. So Kyle Busch ended up winning the race. Um,
That was Christian's race or Corey's race. It was literally anybody of like the favorite boys. It was literally any of their race.
Like,
But it,
all the good racing was happening in like second, third, and fourth, and all back then. Back
bruh,
yeah.
then,
I was actually literally terrified. I'm like, no one crash each other out. I was scared for my life when Corey and Christian were literally next to each other. I'm like, don't do this or I'm going to have to hate one of you. And I don't know who I'm going to hate because this is not going to be it for me.
It's like I can't choose. Do not do this to me.
I'm like, I got a little terrified. Although I'm really sad because Molly and I didn't get to meet Corey.
You
we
guys
saw
didn't?
yeah,
Oh,
We saw Corey walk out, but I think he was, I don't know, because we also saw Taylor. We never got to meet Taylor either. because
And Taylor waved back at us.
that's true. We said hey to Taylor almost every time he drove by on the golf cart.
Oh,
Never,
it was
but
because Corey came in before you guys got over there.
well,
It was
even
after the truck race.
it was after the truck race, and Corey was walking over towards like where all the merch haulers were, and he had his hood up, and he does the. It's like every boy that walks out, classic hood up, looking at their phone, not paying attention to anybody over there.
Well, the way that I met him was it was before you guys got over on Friday, and that's how I gave him the bracelet.
We are gonna try very hard to meet him at Kansas.
So most of the time during the truck race, we're going to be spending our time on the truck side.
Best believe I need to see Christian again, and I need to meet Corey.
But
And
We need a little bit better picture with Christian.
Bro, my picture is literally blurry. Like, I don't know what I did. I was spazzing out. Because I literally had to stop on the hill and had to take a moment to cry real quick. Meanwhile, Molly's videoing, and you can see him in the background, look directly over, and I'm like, don't look at me. It's fine. I'm having a mini freak out. No big deal.
But for Xfinity, Jesse Love got his third Xfinity career pole. We really thought that this was gonna be his, like, finally. We thought this was gonna be it.
Long pick. Jesse was my long shot pick. Riley
It was for both of you. I think both of you had
Jesse was also my long shot.
My winner was so close, and he had an accident there at the end. Riley blew a tire or something. Riley could have won that race. Riley almost won that race.
Hold on. The biggest storyline of this race. Ryan Sieg almost won this race. Okay? Sam Mayer beat him by .002. Two! Like, what?
I think it's the second closest finish.
I think so, yeah. I think that's what they said.
They said it's like the second like closest finish in like NASCAR history for Xfinity.
Like, I love Sam Mayer so much, okay? Between him, actually, I can't choose a favorite junior motorsports driver, I'm sorry.
I don't think any of us can.
No.
But
we love them all.
But that would have been absolutely huge for RSS. Like, Ryan Sieg has been so close so many times. Like, okay, this is my take. People might get mad at me for this, but Ryan Sieg would have won that race. The only reason he didn't is because the junior motorsports cars has more power than theirs. You could tell that whenever Sam had the faster car getting to that line. Like, rewatching that, you could tell that Sam's car had more power because he was able to beat him to the line.
It was honestly actually insane. I mean, I don't even know.
Like, as much as I love Sam, that was literally so heartbreaking. Like, for Ryan Sieg to be that close. And
honestly,
Ryan
Sieg had a fast car. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, no, I am not being biased because my favorite driver is on Ryan Sieg Racing, okay? Leave me alone.
Honestly, like, it would have been cool to see Ryan Sieg win. But at the same time, I'm kind of happy Sam won because, I mean, look how his season's gone. He literally has DNF.
Fair.
And then Martinsville, he got screwed. Literally got screwed.
He should have won. Sam should have won Martinsville.
Not Eric Almirola.
Like, what kind of annoys me in this situation is, yes, Sam deserves the win. Like, he's a great race car driver. He's had a very rough beginning of the season, but Ryan Sieg also kind of deserved that win. Like, after that last restart, the way that he like took off and stayed up there for so long, and he's also, if you, I can't remember if it was last season or the season before, he was in the playoffs. He was one of, I believe, two Fords. I think it might have been 2022 or something. That he was one of the very few Fords that made it into the playoffs. So like, he's a talented driver. It's just, if that, because everybody's like, oh my gosh, they're such a small team. That would have been fantastic for them. Yes, it would have. Okay. But with the way that he's running, like, oh man, where did I can't remember exactly where I saw the scoring of like the standings, and he's up there. Like, he is in the playoffs as of right now. Which obviously it's so early in the season. You can't really go off that. But also, I would like to know, because we're talking about standings, Anthony Alfredo is in 11th in the standings. Like,
What?
yeah. That is, like, listen, if you guys don't know, I am really good friends with some of the people at our motorsports, and so I pull for Anthony. It's another reason why I started pulling for Blaine originally, and that honestly huge for our motorsports being 11th in the point standings at the moment. Fantastic. Anthony's a talented driver. But anyway, getting off topic. But it would have been absolutely incredible for Ryan Sieg to win that race. But yes, by .002, I genuinely thought Ryan Sieg was gonna get it, and then I saw the power that Sam's car had, and I'm like, no. But dang, that's unfortunate. But congratulations to Sam Mayer, our boy.
In the driver's point, Ryan Sieg is 11th.
Oh,
in the driver's point.
Then what? Hold on, where's Anthony Alfredo then? I thought he was
13th.
okay.
This is after Texas.
Okay. Oh, I think I saw him before Texas. That's okay.
This is after Texas.
Yeah, I think I saw him in the pre-race. So that's, but there you go. There's the update.
There's the update.
But
Riley 6th.
Huh?
Riley is 6th. Just what you said. Blaine Parkins is 23rd. Happens after Texas.
I'm genuinely so scared of Talladega. Like, we'll get to that towards the end. I'll rehash that when we get back to it, okay? When we talk about Talladega.
You'll rehash it.
Yes. So for Cup, Kyle Busch crashed in Cup practice. Jimmy Johnson got loose into the wall. But ultimately, Kyle Larson got a second pole in a row. I don't know if he got the pole before.
It was his third.
He did get Richmond.
It was his third pole in a row.
Okay, he did get Richmond. So third pole. And now the race. I go for it.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
Yes, because you Snapchatted me and you were so sad because you missed Harrison leading laps.
My mom literally woke me up and she was like, you miss Harrison. He's up at the front. He just led a race. And then Molly was like, then I FaceTimed Molly back because she texted me. She's like, you up? And then I FaceTimed her back. It was like, you missed Harrison leading and you also missed him get stage points. I genuinely wanted to cry. I fell asleep. Who won stage 1?
It was.
Was it Larson? It was Larson.
I literally fell asleep after that because I'm like, this race is the most boringest thing of my life. It was like Martinsville. It was like watching Martinsville Cup race.
There were actually. Oh, go ahead.
It was way more cautions in stage 2.
Yes.
I
I think
literally,
Larson won stage 1.
And then
I literally was sleeping, and then Molly was like, look how many cautions we've already had. And I'm like, I counted them. And at that point, we were at 10 cautions. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so Ross Chastain ended up winning stage 2.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who were getting loose, specifically in the bumps. I believe it's coming out of turn 4, I think it is. Or is it turn 4 or turn 2?
I think it was turn 2.
Yeah, I think it was turn 2.
But there's specifically some bumps in the track, and if your car's not pointed a certain direction, you're gonna lose it. And a lot of people did. But like, I don't think there was like. Oh, there was a couple that wrecked each other, or just kind of bumped them out of the way, and then it ended up. Let's see. I thought my long shot pick was gonna get it. Tyler Reddick, he was zooming, and then
He was zooming.
what was it? He hits the. I think he hit the wall, didn't he?
No, he got loose.
He didn't even touch the wall.
Oh, okay.
He just got loose.
Oh no! Wait, yes, lap 246. Tyler Reddick gets into the wall from 3rd after getting loose and falls to 8th. So yes, he did hit the wall, but it was not enough to bring out the caution.
They never. That's when me and you were on FaceTime with her, and they said he never touched the wall.
Yeah, they said that he never touched the wall.
He just got loose.
Yeah.
Well, according to the NASCAR app. So I guess NASCAR's
Also,
lying.
You know,
because then Molly and I started complaining. We're like, oh, so Kyle Busch hits the wall, and then they throw the flag, the caution flag, but they're not going to do it, and Tyler Reddick did it.
Because I think it was probably what Richmond and Kyle Busch just lightly tapped the wall.
Well, and they're like, caution, and it's like, what?
So, they had to go into double overtime. The first overtime ended by Harrison and Kaz Gralla, bringing out the caution.
I don't want to talk about it.
And it was before Chase got to the line. So they had to do it. They had to re-rack and do it again. But ultimately, Chase Elliott won at Texas. Listen, the only good thing I kind of see in this is like they mentioned Alan Kawicki, which like was one of the original, or I think the original Hooters driver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that he mentioned that in his like kind of interview speech, whatever. And kind of like
It's been 42 years since the Hooters car has been in victory lane.
So
I just saw that today, that it has been 42 years since the Hooters car has been back in victory lane as the primary sponsor.
Carson got his first career top 10 in the Cup Series.
Yes, he got his career best finish.
Bro,
No, he didn't get a top 10. He was 11th.
No, he got 10th.
He got 10th.
He got 10th.
I saw the post everywhere that it was 11th. Did someone
No,
get
he got
Head.
Oh.
top 10. That's his first career cup. That's finished. I just remember because it's also where he got his first career truck win too.
Mm-hmm.
So for IndyCar, just a little bit of news. They don't race again until this coming weekend, I think it is, if I remember correctly. Prima, and if you guys know that name, they race in Formula 2 and Formula 3. I think even maybe Formula 4. But they are joining IndyCar next year. They're gonna have two cars, and they're going to be full time with two entries, which is very exciting. And then Catherine Legg is going to make her fourth Indy 500 start in the 51, and with Elf, like the makeup brand Elf. And Kyle Larson was testing for the Indy 500 in the midst of his NASCAR stuff. I believe he was second fastest behind Joseph Newgarden. I think that's how it went down. And the second day of the open test got rained out, unfortunately. And their next race is at Long Beach, California, I believe. And I want to say David Malukas is still out. For Formula One, we have to go over the Japanese Grand Prix, but we're gonna like toss in some little bits. There's a lot of drivers that have been seen at the Monaco Masters, and Charles Leclerc got a new dog while opening an ice cream shop.
And he likes to hold it like a purse.
Yeah. Let's see. They're about to go back to China to race. The last time they were in China, it was 2019, and Lando Norris looked like a baby. Let's go through. Let's see stuff. Oh, the 2025 F1 calendar was announced and released. Fernando Alonso re-signed with Aston Martin, so he will be back over there next season. This weekend is a sprint weekend for Formula One, which is, I feel like, gonna make it so chaotic because, like I said, the majority, or probably like half, I would say, about half of the drivers on the grid have never raced at China, and the ones that have raced, it's, like I said, been since 2019. Sebastian Vettel could potentially be coming back to Formula One, and may have had talks with Mercedes and some other teams. And I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but Penske has delayed. I think it's Penske. No, Porsche. I think it might be just Porsche in general. Has delayed their lineup of their Le Mans driver lineup because of the times that Sebastian Vettel has been putting in while testing their cars out there. So Formula One's owner, like the company, has acquired MotoGP's parent company in a deal that values the motorcycle championship at $4.53 billion. Which they actually, fun fact, MotoGP raced at Coda this past weekend. Justin Marks, co-owner of Trackhouse, was there, hanging out. And as for the Japanese Grand Prix, obviously Max Verstappen was fastest in FP1. You had, oh gosh, I still cannot pronounce his name, but one of the Red Bull juniors was driving in Daniel's car for FP1. They believed that McLaren wasn't showing their full hand in FP1, which, to be honest, they were kind of true. And so Logan Sargent wrecked in FP1, unfortunately. And they were starting to get worried that chassis may have been damaged, which I'm pretty sure Logan already had the damaged chassis. And it rained during FP2, and Oscar Piastri had the fastest lap in FP2. FP3, it was Max back to the top. And qualifying, actually, who was it? Somebody got a penalty, didn't they? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. No, because somebody did get a penalty because Lando was originally starting 4th for this race. Was it Fernando Alonso?
I don't know, was it?
I think it was Fernando, because they gave him a penalty for, oh no, they would have given, no, I think they came out after the race. Because Fernando Alonso got a penalty because of how they claimed that he was the reason that George wrecked in the Australian Grand Prix. But I don't remember if that, look, it was 2 weeks ago. Almost. Like, I don't remember. I can't even remember yesterday. But Lando was originally starting 4th, and we were like, it's the 4th race of the season. He's number 4. He's starting 4th. It's an omen. Okay? We were wrong. Unfortunately. But the qualifying results, Max, Checo, and Lando were the top 3. The race, very big wreck. Had to be red flagged that included Daniel Ricciardo and Alex Albon. And then you have Williams back on their spiral. Is the chassis okay? Is it good? How what's going on? You know? And it ended up being the Max Verstappen show. And it was a Red Bull 1-2. And Carlos Sainz got the final step of the podium. I feel like this episode is going to be so chaotic because we can't remember a lot of things that happened.
To be honest, I think we were so hyped for Martinsville because that's literally what we started out on, and a lot of things happened in Martinsville that were literally so chaotic. Like, kid you not, after the race, Carson came out and he stopped and he signed autographs for people that called his name. And Carson just looked down the way, saw my hat, and came over to us and just gave us fist bumps and stood in front of us and started talking to us. And everybody was looking at us like,
Carson's look.
You.
Carson
I'm like,
is our resident yapper. Okay.
bro, literally for real, and I'm pretty sure at this point, literally just besties with Carson. Because Molly and I have noticed, after every race, if we're anywhere like near where the drivers are, Carson makes it a point to literally come and find us. To come talk to us. Like, that is not a joke.
I mean, when they were doing the drivers meeting, he came down on the golf cart and literally we waved to him, and then he was like, "Oh, hey."
Because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
knows, like, even on FaceTime, whenever the last Martinsville last year,
Mm-hmm.
you FaceTimed me and I was driving
Mm-hmm.
home. He, like, before he looked at the screen, he was just gonna be like, oh, or he was just like, hey, how's it going? And then he looks, he sees who it is, and he goes, oh, hey!
See, that's literally how it was on the golf cart. Like, he was going on the drivers meeting, and we were like, "Hey, Carson," and he was like, "Hey," and then he realized it was us, pointed literally at Molly and I, and he was like, "Oh, hey," and like her mom and sister were like, "He knows who you guys are." We're like, "Yeah, we know," because
Bro, we're not the Carson hosts of our fan club for nothing, okay?
literally for real.
I mean, also at when he had his appearance, when we go to him, he's like, "Hi guys, what have y'all been up to lately?" He asked us what we're up to lately.
Also, he ran out of hero cards. They didn't bring enough hero cards.
No.
So my sister got his PR person's card to email her. So we emailed her.
She's gonna mail
Literally,
you some?
she's like, I'm gonna mail you guys a couple because she was like, you guys probably are like the biggest Carson people.
Yeah, they didn't have any out in the garage.
Yeah, he ran out of hero cards.
I gotta, bro. Okay, hold on. There were two interactions that I did not record. It was Carson and oh god, who was the other one? Who did I tell you? I told you guys. What was the other one that I saw? That Todd. It was Todd.
Love Todd.
So Todd, absolutely ecstatic about the bracelets that I made him. I made one for him and then one for Marissa, and I did all the wags like Jenna, Marissa, McCall. So like their group, you know.
Mhm.
And so I made all of them versions of the bracelet with like pink and white colors, you know, but with their drivers, like obviously boyfriend, husband, whatever. And so when I gave them to Todd, he was like, obviously he recognizes me. He's seen me enough. Like I've seen him so many times at the shop too. So like, so he's like, oh hey, how's it going? And I'm like, I have these for you. And then he looked at me and he's like, that's so cool. Like that, like I love these. So I'm hoping that the bracelet that I gave him for Marissa got to her. And then I saw Carson right after that. And the way Martinsville is, it kind of like all the things, it like slants and then it's got like the line, the almost like a drain like in the middle, you know, like that type of style. And so I'm standing on the lower side of this and I'm looking at Carson and I'm like, did you get taller? And he's like, no. It's I'm on an incline. I'm like, and I'm like, okay, good, because you're already a giant. Like,
what are you talking about? He's only 6'5".
I thought I was 6'4".
Oh no! On Twitch, he said he was 6'5", so he grew an inch.
Gosh, I don't think he's gonna stop growing for like another 2 years. Like he's what 20? Is he 21 now?
21.
He's
21.
Now.
He turns 21 on January 28th. He's a legal boy now.
But like, wow, God, Jesus, too tall, giraffe.
No, I will say my favorite thing about Martinsville is literally when we're standing on the corner. You know, all the other drivers, you know, they normally like go out on their golf carts. Carson boy walks out, and you can tell exactly where he is because that was the one person that we literally wanted to find was Carson. We're like, no, we need Carson. Because I'm like, I'm going to ask him about his hero cards. And I'm looking, and I'm like, well, there's a tall person. I'm like, it's Carson. And then he was sitting in front of us, and I'm like, Carson, where's our hero cards? He was like, he said a bad word in front of us. I was shook to my core. He said the S word. Literally shook me. I was like, hang on, give me a minute to process what you just said to me. And then he was
you do not expect Carson to say, like, just from, like, all of the content you've seen, you don't expect him to, no. Actually, I'm lying. I'm pretty sure I've heard him say stuff like that.
I mean, we heard Noah say the F word, so it's fine. I nearly fell on my knees after he said that last year at Martinsville. But literally, he said that, and he was like, we already packed them away. And then he was like, you have that card. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, email that card. And he was like, I'll make sure stuff gets to you guys. I was like, yes.
Because also,
yes, sir.
at his appearance that he did, I mentioned that I bought koozies, and he asked me, he's like, did they get shipped out? Yeah, I was like, no, they have. He's like, okay, they'll be shipped out soon. Next day, I get an email. I was like, oh, shipment, most of our shipment has been shipped out. Literally, the next day, I get an email that says your Carson has more email. Your shipment has been shipped out.
Also, I will say, my two favorite is probably Carson and Harrison because they actually make time for the fans and they actually will just stand there and talk to you. But I also feel like, you know, when we first saw Carson the first time, like ever met him, I feel like he kind of remembered us then because we were literally the only two that knew who it was. Which is normally how it went at Martinsville. If we knew who somebody was, everybody was like, who is it?
Who's that? That situation with Blaine. I had so many people ask me, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? And I'm like, bro, is Blaine Perkins. Who's that?
Well,
and I'm like, he's an expert. He's literally.
Well,
never mind. Keep going.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna cuss it off there. I mean, it was honestly the way the first time that we knew who like Tanner and Taylor were, and even like Sammy Smith. I remember the first time we met Sammy, there was literally a kid, and he was like, Molly and I saw it with Sammy, and we literally sprinted over to him because he was on the dirt road walking down, and we went over. And somebody was like, who is that? And I have never been more sassy in my life. I turned around and I was like, it's Sammy Smith. And they were like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, don't try and play me right now. Like, I'll tell you who it is, but it ain't gonna be very nice. Because they did the same thing with, like, Tanner and Taylor. I'm like, it's Tanner and Taylor Gray. Like, how do you not know who they are, okay? Get out of my way. More for me, then. Thank you.
I think that's kind of why I like the Xfinity series more. Like, obviously Cup's the highest like national series of NASCAR, but when the drivers get to Cup, like, there's a lot of them that just think they're too good for people.
Chase Elliott. Sorry.
And the Xfinity drivers, when I saw them last year at Darlington, like, I did the fist bumps and bubblegum thing, right? Almost every single one of them acknowledged me, for one, and two, were so excited to get a piece of bubblegum. Like, and then if you try to do that with most of the Cup drivers, most of them, obviously, I'm in the garages. Like, I already have, like, access to where the drivers are going to be. But even in the garages, there's a lot of them that will avoid people in the garage, or will not acknowledge you. And it's a little bit annoying. But I think that's why I like the Xfinity series more, is because a lot of them are more interactive.
That
And
and a lot of the Xfinity drivers are nice.
yes.
Like, I mean,
Yes.
Molly and I have not even basically, Molly and I have met every single Xfinity driver there possibly is there to meet. Even like part timers.
Like people Garrett Smithley,
Oh, he's so nice.
Dawson
Mhm.
Cram,
I don't
Matt
think
DiBenedetto.
I think we've met Dawson.
have we met Dawson? I don't know.
Like the drivers that you don't normally hear about, like, are some of the nicest people. Like,
I mean,
I
it's
don't.
true.
It's like so Jeremy Clements. He's more of like the one of the bigger drivers, um, of like the smaller teams, um, but he is one of the nicest and funniest people.
Fun fact: Kansas last year, he drove the K State car. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and these people next to me called him over and was signing things, and I told him that I liked his fire suit in his car, and then we proceeded to have a conversation about K State because K State's my team. Which we've met Jeremy before, and he is the nicest person ever. So sweet. I mean, he's literally so nice. But I mean, it's like the same thing. Molly and I have met basically every single truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
Molly and I have met every single Xfinity driver plus part timers. We've met most of the cup drivers. We're literally only missing like 4, but they're also the bigger ones that you'll never meet in your lifetime. Ever.
I feel like that's some shade to Trace Elliott.
100%. My mom,
How many
she was
times
like
has he dodged you again?
7. My mom's like, what if at Kansas he gives you an autograph? And I'm like, that'll be something. She's like, maybe he's just been stressed because he hasn't won yet, and it's been 42 races since he hasn't won. Because the last race he won was Talladega of 2022. It's been literally a full year since he's won. She's like, maybe he'll sign now, and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see that happen.
But so this weekend it is only Xfinity and Cup at Talladega.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
And
I did.
well, Arca's racing, but trucks are not. And then next Talladega, it's trucks and Cup. I believe that's how it works out. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I keep getting confused on Kansas because I think it's Xfinity and Cup, but Molly's like, no, it's Truck and Cup, and I'm like,
No. First Kansas, because this time I'm actually coming to the first Kansas race, not the second one. It's trucks and cup, and then the second one it's 3. I think all 3.
it is, dude. My entire NASCAR schedule was completely thrown off.
But
I don't know.
this weekend, which I will be there. I will be in Talladega both Friday and Saturday. I will not be there for the Cup race, but might try to catch some of the boys. Who knows? But they're gonna be racing in Talladega. Another restrictor plate. Or okay. So they call it a plate race. Which, okay, sure, you're just too lazy to say the full thing. But it is a drafting track, which I don't want to jinx him. Okay, this is where I'm gonna rehash this. Okay. So, Talladega kind of terrifies me because the last time Blaine Perkins was at this track, he flipped and barrel rolled. And so I was at that race, but I was running around the Cup garage when this happened. So I didn't know about it until afterwards. I don't remember watching the replay of this wreck. I watched it again last week. Like I said, you guys know I'm also kind of friends with him. I guess I don't really know how you would stop looking at me like that. I don't know how you would explain it. But so like I genuinely like care about the safety of, like, obviously I want every race car driver to be careful and safe, you know. But like I genuinely care about the safety of Blaine Perkins, okay? But I watched that wreck, and even though I know he's okay, I saw him after that, and like it genuinely scared me watching him barrel roll at Talladega, even though I know he is perfectly fine. Gosh, so that's why this race kind of terrifies me, because I do not need that to happen again and me actually be there and realizing what's happening, because I'm just
So in other words, be expecting a lot of text messages from you. Got it.
stressy. But okay, picks for Xfinity and Cup at Talladega. Xfinity. I don't even know who's a good speedway racer.
I already got my picks down.
Bro.
Molly, shut up. No one cares. I can't think. I'm stressed enough already.
I can't say.
I genuinely have no idea.
I can't say Parker because I did him last week.
I know. I feel like I'm just saying the same people over and over again because
Bro.
I literally am. But it's because they're so freaking close to getting their first win, and I can just feel it.
See, this is also Talladega, and this is literally anybody's race.
And then I literally feel so bad because I feel like I literally jinxed them, and I'm like, I'm done saying boys' names because I am clearly a curse to them.
That's literally what I think.
About it because I think about it this way, because I know some of these drivers are really good at, especially my Xfinity winner. He's really good at like the super speedways. See, I have for my winner for the Xfinity races, Riley. He's really good at super speedways.
I literally knew you were gonna say that.
Because she picks Riley every week.
I know. We have literally said Riley freaking every single time we've made a pick.
Well, Riley's been close almost every single week, has he not?
Couldn't even. I can tell you the first person that won the Talladega race last year was Jed Burton, but that was.
Okay.
I don't even.
And see, I also think about, because it's literally Talladega, anybody's race.
So, here we go.
Sid, here we go.
If he keeps the car clean, I'm gonna say Jesse Love. Again, Talladega is one of those races that pretty much anyone could win.
That's why Talladega stresses me out.
So that's who I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say my pick, Jesse Love. Okay. And long shot.
See, my long shot is Parker Klingerman.
Okay.
We literally say we said Parker almost every single week. First it was me, then it was Sid, now it's Molly. We really need new picks, guys.
Well, that's the thing is, Talladega, Anybody tries to.
I literally forgot Taylor was running Talladega.
Taylor can win the race.
I'm trying.
I'm just looking at the.
I'm trying to think of my long shot. I want to say either Brandon Jones or Josh Williams. I'm I'm gonna go Josh Williams. So my pick is Jesse Love. My long shot is Josh Williams for Xfinity.
My turn.
Wait, you said Molly? You said Riley and Parker?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
God, this is hard. I'll say Taylor as the winner.
Shooting high there, huh?
I know.
I mean, that's like
Bro, this is literally a strike.
True.
And I'll say Justin Allgaier as a long shot. Because I feel like he could. This is... Oh, God. Talladega stresses me out. Like, I don't think anybody... It stresses me out.
You know...
Yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll say Taylor as the winner and then Justin as a long shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll say that.
So, our picks for the Cup race.
Oh, God, I don't know. I could just cry.
I'm gonna go Brad K. I think I'm gonna say Brad K for my winner, and Todd Gilliland is my long shot.
That's who I have for my long shot is Todd.
He did so well last time.
That's who I have for. That's who I have for my long shot. And
Oh
for my
no, wait!
winner.
It might not have been Talladega. I saw him after Atlanta, and he was running really well at Atlanta, and I saw him and I'm like, you ran so well, and he's like, yeah, I was running well until I wasn't.
He did good at Daytona. Todd did good at Daytona until he got into that race there at the end.
So that's what I'm saying. Winner Brad K, long shot Todd Gilliland.
That's who I have for my long shot is Todd.
Okay, who's your winner? I swear it's gonna be Ryan Blaney.
No, it's gonna be Carson.
Oh. Okay.
Carson.
No, you're gonna jinx him. Do you remember what happened last Talladega? Team Neverlift took out both. and that's me calling out my own pick.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God. Okay, hopefully he does well. Please, Carson, please run well.
Carson, please run well.
Okay, alright. Lakota.
I am not fully prepared for this. God. Every decision I make is gonna be a bad decision. I feel it. Honestly, I'd been looking at Todd for the longest time, so I also will say that he is my long shot.
Okay.
No, my race winner is a whole nother story. I don't know. I'll say Alex Bowman.
Okay.
I'll say Alex as my race winner, and then I'll say my long shot is Todd.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Harrison since it's a super speedway, and Harrison's usually good at super speedways.
I refuse to say his name ever again because I literally screwed him at Martinsville. literally, he sucked at Martinsville. He sucked. I mean, I love him, but he sucked. I have never heard that man cuss on the radio before, and he was cussing up a storm, saying how bad he sucked. So
the Speedway.
I refuse to say his name again. I will never say his name again unless I physically have to.
Actually,
because I thought about saying Harrison, but every time I do, I screw him over.
Or until
Harrison's
Brad K gets behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, until Brad K gets behind him and wants to flip him.
Harrison's had a lot of problems at Talladega before too.
True.
Because I think
I'm gonna stick with Alex and Todd.
Okay. So I got Brad K and Todd. Molly's
got Carson and Todd.
And then Lakota's
Alex and Todd.
So we're Todd Gilliland, we're pulling for you, bud.
We're team Todd Gilliland. That's what team we are. Team Todd.
Team Todd.
Team Todd.
So IndyCar is racing this weekend as well. They're going to be racing in Long Beach, California. If you guys want to do picks for that, I mean, you guys don't really know much about IndyCar, but I'm gonna say Colton Herta on that one. It's like, if you guys want to do you guys' picks for IndyCar, I mean, it's up to you, because I know you guys don't really.
I know no one.
I mean, I want Marcus. You know what? That's my long shot. Marcus Armstrong's my long shot on. We're gonna go Colton Herta and as my winner, and Marcus Armstrong as my long shot, which he's probably gonna be my long shot like every single time because I want him to win so bad. Do you guys want to do picks? Do you guys want to choose somebody for IndyCar?
I mean, I know only a couple of IndyCar people. Yeah.
I mean, if it's up,
not me literally looking at drivers right now.
I was gonna say it's up to you guys, because I know you guys don't know a lot of them.
I'm just gonna go with the good old song and I'll say Joseph Newgarden.
Okay.
Because that is like the only one. Oh, and Pato. I know those two. That's about it.
Joseph Newgarden and long shot Alex Palou.
Okay.
Solid.
All right, and then so you got Joseph as your winner.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm talking Dakota.
Yeah.
So Joseph is your winner. Yeah. And Pato is your long shot.
Yep, we'll go with that.
Alrighty. So also, it's another rough one for us F1 girlies. F1 is racing in Shanghai, China. And it's gonna be another middle of the night race for us East Coast Formula One fans. There isn't really. Do you guys want to do your podium predictions? I feel like that's a little better.
I don't think we need that, because we all know it's going to be Red Bull 1-2 every single race, and then at this point it's probably just going to be Carlos Sainz, because Carlo is literally the only one that can get on the podium.
Fair. But you have to keep in mind for this one, half of these drivers have never been on this track, and it's also going to be a sprint. Okay. I gotta figure out how we can do this, because we have to pick for the sprint and for the race. Now the sprint.
Lord.
Oh gosh, the sprint. Obviously Max. I'm gonna go Max. Who's my second? Like I know my third, but who's gonna be the second in the sprint? Okay, I got it. I'm gonna go Max, Fernando Alonso, and Oscar Piastri. Don't know if Oscar's gonna work out, but the other two could potentially.
The other two could potentially.
So that's the sprint for me.
Guess for the sprint, I guess go Max, Lewis, Lando.
Okay.
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing that you were thinking, Molly. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, yeah, no, yeah, Max. I'll say Max, Lando, and I don't know. I'll say Charles. I'll change it up.
Okay.
I'll be different.
Okay. So for the race, the Grand Prix, I'm gonna go. I gotta think realistically here.
Realistically here.
Max. Sorry.
Just turning around to look.
I'm gonna say Max, Checo, and no, their car is crap. That ain't happening. Gosh, I'm trying to think whose cars are really good. I'm gonna say Carlos. Carlos has like been on the podium or won every single race he's competed in this season. So, yeah, Carlos for the race. So Red Bull 1, 2, and Carlos.
I mean, that seems to literally be the reoccurring podium that keeps happening.
I mean, if I could change one of them, I would change Checo. And
Nobody Checo.
Like, listen, I am a Max Verstappen fan. I am not a Red Bull fan. I am a Max Verstappen fan. My team is McLaren, but my favorite driver is Max Verstappen. But okay, if I had to change one of them, I would swap out Checo. And who would I put? I feel like Mercedes' car is gonna suck at this track.
I honestly feel like Mercedes hasn't been very good anyways. At least from clips that I've seen.
Oh gosh. Who do I want to swap Checo for? I think I would go Fernando.
Okay.
I would either go Fernando or I would say a double Ferrari.
I would love a double Ferrari.
I like somebody bring the happiness back to my boy Charles.
Man's is so sad. Like every interview he does, it honestly makes me want to cry because he's so sad.
Okay, So I'm gonna go Max, Alonso, Carlos.
Okay. Mm. I'm gonna do a complete long shot. No, it probably won't exist at all. But Max, obviously, because, well, he's the only one that can really win. I say Charles and Lando.
Okay.
Molly, your time.
Max, Charles, go Lewis.
Okay.
Already.
We're including like, actually, I think that's what five different teams. McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston Martin, and Red Bull. Yeah, 5. Out of between our three, the 3 of our picks, we included 5 teams. So half the grid.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching or listening. However you enjoy our podcast. It has been the 10th episode of the Trackside Girls podcast, season 2, and we're gonna do our closer. You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. It goes. Peace,
Peace.
love, and race cars. All right. Good night, guys.
Peace. Also, literally love how y'all use little cars. I'm over here like, give me my Lightning McQueen. Like, ciao.